Hello all. I'm gonna create a short video because I think it's warranted. It's about time I did anyway because there's a lot of people out there expressing uh, their own experiences and also some opinion about brokers. And so going into 2016, I want to do a quick video on how I believe you can approach the subject of brokers, how to deal with them, how to not have issues with them, and also recourse just in case you do have any problems with them. Okay, so let's just call this binary options brokers 101. Now, I get it asked actually quite often, more often than not, about which brokers people should be signing up with. I've got a rule for myself. I don't recommend any brokers to anyone, simply because all the brokers out there have good points to them and they also have bad points to them. Okay, largely speaking, the account managers that you deal with, I don't want to sound mean, but some of them, more often than not, they're pricks. Um, and what I mean by that is that most of them are aware that you possibly won't go out of your way to find recourse, and so they can do almost anything with your accounts. Okay. Having said that, and I'm going to come back to how to deal with some of the account managers later on, but just get back onto the subject of what's a good broker. Um, there actually is no hard and fast rule on what makes a good broker. At the end of the day, what you want is a platform on which you can trade efficiently, one that doesn't manipulate your trades. And the last part is where when you have winnings in your account where you can withdraw them without any hassles. Okay, I'm going to share with you some information in regards to how not to have any major hassles with them. Um, but being nice to your account manager actually is going to go a long way at you being able to withdraw whatever funds you have in your account. Okay, so how to choose a broker. One of the things that I say to everyone, and unfortunately, I don't think many people are listening, is that you've got to do your research in regards to brokers. Don't just ask people what's a good broker, because someone might have had a good experience with them where they've been able to withdraw 50, $100, maybe just a few $100 or even a few thousand. But then someone else might have had a bad experience with them where nothing's been able to come out of it. So just asking someone, hey, what's a good broker? And a majority of people out there, what they do is they have affiliate connections with many other brokers, and they'll say, hey, such and such is a fantastic broker. Here's a link, click through that and go to them. And what happens is if you sign up through that link, these people will pick up $250 commission out of that. You might have seen prior to me deleting off the comment section of my videos where a lot of people are posting information about brokers and putting links on there. Some of them are dumb enough to not take off their referral um, links on there, but what they do is it's open connection. You click on it, it takes you straight to the broker side, and the person whose link that was will pick up a commission if you sign up and deposit some money. Don't do any of that. People are motivated for all sorts of reasons to get you to sign up with a broker. More often than not, there's a lot of groups out there that not only charge monthly fees, but then they will also recommend their brokers, or there are some of them out there, they'll say, hey, if you sign up via my broker, um, I'll give you access to my group. They will pick up a commission to $250, $300, sometimes even more. So please be aware of that sort of stuff. Don't do that. My advice, my recommendation is that you jump onto Google, do your research. I've got a couple of sites up here. One, you can go to Wikipedia and type in the list of financial regulatory authorities by country. What I recommend to every single person, what you want to do is find your country and then see what regulatory bodies exist in your country. So these are financial services licensees, like the ones that would give out licenses. sorry, I'm getting confused. It's been a long time since I've been an advisor. Um, Not licensees, but the um, regulatory authorities that provide the licenses. Okay, so what you want to do, find your country in the list. So if for me, Australia. Now we've got, I don't know who these guys are, but ASIC is the main regulatory body here in Australia, and APRA, they do superannuation, things like that. So what I would do is go click on the link, find the main website to the regulatory body in my country, and then possibly communicate with them, see if they've got links on their site of which binary options brokers are licensed or regulated in your country. The reason why I say this is because what you do want to do is deal with a binary options provider that has jumped through some hoops to be able to operate in your country. Now, for me, I know ASIC because I was a financial advisor in the past. I know ASIC actually puts you through hell to be able to get a license. Okay, now some of the brokers that I deal with here in Australia, now for them to have an ASIC license mean, well, they've had to spend a crap load of money. So for some of them costs in excess of 50 grand, and also they've had to declare quite a number of tidbits in order to, and be investigated as well. It's a quite a lengthy process um, before ASIC will actually give them an Australian financial services license. Okay, so and the recourse there is that if I can't deal directly with the company, something goes wrong, I'm not happy with them, I can get in touch with ASIC. I've got the Financial Services Ombudsman here in Australia that I can get in touch with. And what will happen is that they will intervene on my behalf and sort out the mess for me. So what you want to do is find your country and go see what your regulatory bodies are, and then via them check out to see if there are any binary options providers that are uh, licensed through them. Okay. Now, uh, a majority of you might be familiar with CISEC. CISEC is the licensing body in Cyprus, and a lot of the binary options um, providers are licensed. Not all of them, but there are quite a number of them that are licensed through CISEC. Now, I think one of the YouTube viewers, they had an issue with bank to binary, and I'm going to show you. Sorry, that's my MT4s on. I'm going to show you how to contact CISEC and and try and find some resolve to any issues you will have with any binary options providers that are regulated through CISEC. Okay, so before I jump onto the other site, you can just jump on Wikipedia and type in list of financial regulatory authorities by country. Um, this site will come up, click on it, and then you can search through here to see which ones would be best for you. Some of them actually throughout Europe will cover many different countries, so you can do that. I believe, I'm not quite sure, there is something to do with the European Union that has a separate licensing body for everyone. So please do your research and find them, get in touch with them, ask them questions. They would be the best people to help you. Okay, now jumping on to CISEC, it's the website address is CISEC, so cysec.gov.cy. Okay, for those of you that would need English, up here in the corner, CEN, click on that and everything will change to English for you. Now, here on the right hand side, I've clicked on complaints regarding CIFs. CIFs just mean Cyprus Investment Firm. So what you can do, follow their procedure, contact the CIF directly. So you can always contact your binary options provider and say to them, I am going to now contact CISEC and the Financial Services Ombudsman in Cyprus, and I require a reference number. Now, if they don't get back to you in 5 days, you can then go ahead and contact the Ombudsman via this website directly, always come to SciSec and then click on the link from their website. That's going to help you out quite a fair bit. So then follow the instructions that the ombudsman gives you in order to find whatever resolve that you're seeking. Okay. Um, Again, guys, this is not guaranteed, but more often than not, um, you might be able to get some recourse in regards to whatever issue you have with your binary options provider. So certainly follow that through. Um, Again, this is pretty much, I wouldn't say wishful thinking. There is some probability that you're going to get some sort of a resolve, but this is better than going out and telling 10 people or posting on comments about how bad your experience has been. What I want you guys to do, and I agree that many of you are probably pissed off as a result of the treatment you're getting from your binary options brokers. But what I want to ask you to do, what I want to share with you is a different way of thinking, which may find you a solution, and there's less chance you're going to be stressed out over it. Know this beforehand, before you jump on and sign up with any of the brokers, that um, they're not going to be friendly. It's their business to make money. How they operate, they only make money when you lose money. Okay. Um, Before I jump onto bonuses as well, I want to share with you quickly how binary options brokers operate. Okay. Um, I know what I'm about to say. I know that this is how forex brokers operate, and I'm pretty sure that binary options brokers aren't too different. Okay. Now, binary options brokers, yes, again, they will only make money when you lose money. Okay. That's one major rule that uh, whatever they say to you, whoever says anything to you, whether it be your account manager, whether it be one of the brokers that call you from there and they promise you the world and they say, hey, John Doe, I'm going to give you a 100% return if only you deposited $5,000, or I've got this guaranteed win next Friday for the AUD USD pair. Um, and all you have to do to access that is deposit 2 grand or whatever it is, and they'll promise to trade for you and make you a bundle. Guys, they get commissions off the amount of deposits they can encourage people to do, um, and then on top of that, they get incentives to lose that money as well, because again, they don't get paid unless they make a sizable contribution to the bank account, and that can only happen if you lose money. Okay, let me repeat that. Let me rephrase that. But the binary options brokers will only make a decent amount of money if you lose a decent amount of money. Okay. Also, when you're getting paid out, more often than not, you're only being paid out what someone else has lost. So I understand that aspect as well. But for most of you, you might not be familiar with the fact that when you're trading with the binary options brokers, you're not trading in an open market. You're trading internally within the whole binary options computerized system. The markets, the market feed that you're getting on your MT4, that's all accurate. There's nothing too much wrong with that. And more often than not, the binary options brokers, they'll apply their own spreads, but they're pretty much aligned with what the market is doing. Where they can manipulate is where, towards the ending, what you may find is that the market has fallen below your strike price if you're doing a put, and your binary options broker finishes that off and says you lost the trade because the market didn't come out soon enough. Now, that's the slight manipulation they may do, and that's just a software thing. Okay. Um, if it's like a spot option platform, what you're going to find is that the feed usually comes through spot option. But what you generally need to know is that you need to account for the micro pips. It's like if the movement is going to happen, you're about to take a trade, the movement is not happening quick enough, and you need to account for every micro pip there is. Don't take that trade. because you won't be able to dispute something like that. It's always going to be the binary options broker's word against yours. Don't do that. Where is this? Let's go back here. Um, the other thing that I want to suggest is don't argue with your account managers. Okay, be nice to them, speak to them nicely, tell them that you know how to trade a bit and you've got some help and you're practicing and you're doing your own thing. Be nice to them, be polite to them, and say, I'll be in touch if I need your help. Um, yes, they're going to be pushy, but keep in mind it's your choice to not allow them to get to you. It's a mental game, yes, I know. Tell them what they want to hear. Just at the same time, you can just say, "Look, I have some experience, but then I'm also learning. I'm developing my strategies. I'd like to do this on my own, and I'll be in touch if I do need your help." Be polite. Be as polite as you possibly can, but not to a point where they can walk all over you. Okay. Um, what you can also do is just tell them you're busy, you're off. Save their phone number on your phone as well. If they call you, you don't want to have a chat to them, don't answer the phone. What I've done personally, I have 11 accounts, and then I've got a couple of forex accounts as well. What I do personally, I've gone out to one of my phone providers that provide me with a free SIM card, and I only pay for the bill when I make calls from it. I don't. I've got an old phone, I stick my SIM card in there, and I'll turn that phone off. Usually, what I get is emails from some of my account managers saying, "Hey, I've been trying to get in touch with you." Like, fantastic. What I do is I will only turn that phone on if I'm processing a withdrawal, and if not, then what I do is I'll just log into my account, change my phone number. They'll give me a call to process my withdrawal, and then I change it back to the old one. But this is one way where I'll avoid it, and I'll just say to them, "Look, phone's off. I wasn't available. I can leave the phone on and put it on silent. Sorry, mate. I didn't see your call." They're going to recycle those calls every 2 weeks. They're going to try and give you a call and then pressure you into um, adding more money into your account. But you can bypass all of that by doing this sort of stuff. Now, how binary options brokers make money on top of you losing cash? Forex brokers, what they do is they tend to break up their accounts into two segments. One is where all the new accounts and largely a lot of people that fall under the unique algorithms they create, which are people that are most likely to be losing money. Okay, it's like a casino. The house always wins. They bet against you that more often than not you are going to wipe out your account. So you'll fall into the major category. And yes, 99% of people there tend to lose every cent that they've deposited over time. And then there's the secondary group. These are people that over the period of 3 to 6 months have shown um, some consistency in their wins and their ability to pick trades. Okay, so what the brokers will do for this group is they'll take note of what these traders are doing, and then they'll hedge against those trades in the actual real market. Okay, this is the institutional market. That's the proper $4 trillion forex market that exists out there. Um, they will then hedge those trades in that market, and simply it's because they're based on these a ton of traders out there that are all putting in similar sort of trades on similar assets, so currency pairs, commodities, and so they'll put that out there as well. They'll win some trades, they'll win some money from institutions, bring that back, and that's what will go towards funding your wins on top of all the losses that all the other traders are making. Okay, I hope that makes sense, not confusing. Um, so again, yes, choosing a broker, try and find one that's in your country, that's regulated, you have some degree of recourse there. Note down phone numbers that work, email addresses, names of your account managers. Um, Also, write down all the dealings. If you've had email responses from them, print that out, put it in a separate file, because if you ever have to get in touch with the regulatory body, the ombudsman, you have some degree of proof as to what you want to show them. What was the communication between you guys? Write down. This is I also studied law back in the day, so this is the lawyer in me coming out. Write down what date you spoke to whoever, the name of the person. I write down the exact time to the minute, and I will also file note. So what that means is I will write down as accurately as I possibly can, word for word, what the conversation was if this was on the phone. So if Joe Blow said to me that yes, we're going to pay you out and this is going to happen in this time period, then I'm going to write that down. This is what he said to me at this time on this day. Okay. Um, More often than not, that may be admissible. So anything that's going to help you get your money. That's pretty much it. Um, Next thing, bonuses, guys. Bonuses are a way of getting your account locked down for almost an indefinite period of time. Um, how it works is when you sign up, for example, if you signed up for a $250 account, and the account manager is going to offer you another $250 or $50 or $1,000, whatever it may be, don't take it. What that does is it automatically authorizes you to the doesn't authorize you, sorry. It automatically locks you down for a particular trade volume. So if you've got a $250 bonus in there, most of them will require you to trade volume from 30 times to about 60 times um, the actual bonus amount. Okay, so if you had $250 bonus go in, then what's that? That's 7,500, which is about 30 times. So anywhere from about 7,500 to about 15,000 in trade volume that you're going to have to do before you can access your initial 250 deposit. Don't do that. 90% of the issues that people have with brokers, and when you see people come out and say this broker is a scam, that broker is a scam, more often than not, somewhere along the lines, a bonus was added or a free $50 um, a voucher or something was added somewhere into their accounts. Yes, there are a lot of brokers out there that will put a bonus or something into your account. This includes, what was it, insured trades. So something is placed on there. I think that's what I was talking about, the authorization, where if you say yes to something, what it authorizes is a number of insured trades. And people will often say, hey, my account manager said there's no issues with that. I'm going to be able to withdraw my money at any point in time. They'll go ahead and do their 2 or 3 trades, whether they win or whether they lose. What normally eventuates is that the broker will come back and say, hey, your account's in lockdown. You've got to trade in the volume of such and such. Until you do that, you can't access your cash. So that's where people will say, hey, this broker is a scam. Um, they've robbed me or whatever it is. Um, don't take bonuses. Don't agree to insured trades. Don't do any of that sort of stuff. Put in whatever amount of money you want to, and my recommendation always is start off small. Even if you're a good trader, start off small, $250, $300 US. Um, and then what you want to do is trade that account up to about 1,000 or so, then withdraw your principal. Withdraw your 250 or your 300, whatever you put in there, and then play with the profits. So if a broker decides to screw with you down the track, even if the ombudsman or the regulatory body they don't help you, you haven't lost anything. You've really just lost a bit of time, but your principal's already out. That's how you need to trade. And if any of you guys go out there and you say yes to any of the brokers that call you and say deposit this much and I will trade for you, and initially all of them will do well with the trades. They will actually go in, turn your $1,000 or whatever deposit into 4,000, 5,000, and somehow very quickly they will wipe your account out. Okay, uh, that's what these guys are paid to do. They're very good salespeople. They will promise you the world, and initially they will show you whatever they've promised you, but eventually that money will go. Okay, more often than not, you will find people who are talking about being scammed, etc., that have these sorts of issues. Now, if you heed my advice now and not follow that, don't do any of that stuff. Don't follow anything they say. Don't take bonuses. Don't have arguments with your account managers and stuff. Your chances of having or processing a withdrawal skyrockets. Be nice. Now, I'm going to share what I do. I don't keep very much in the bulk of my 10 accounts. Okay, there are some main accounts here in Australia that are decent, but I don't keep more than maybe a few thousand or even just a few hundred at a time in any of my major account, my minor accounts in Europe. Um, I'll do minimal trades in them over the course of a month, and I'll withdraw just maybe 3 or 4 figures out of them every month. Okay, be nice to them. I don't talk to my broker, my account managers that much, and when I do, it's just something nice, something cordial. I'll have a chat to them about the markets. I'll have a chat about the weather, about the footy, um, that sort of stuff. And it's be nice to them. They'll be nice to you. You've got to kind of paint the picture that you're trading. You kind of know what you're doing a little bit, but you're not really interested in their help. But you will, if you ever need it, be in touch with them. And that, again, I don't guarantee withdrawals, but what I can say is if you are that way, you behave that way, and you approach them that way, more often than not, you're going to have your money withdrawn. Also, don't go in there and start processing 4, 5, 10,000, how much ever amount of monies with a bulk of them, because they may not be able to pay you straight away, and they may put you on lockdown. I kind of stay under the radar, so you just want to, even just a few thousand at a time is okay. All right. Now, we've covered the list of financial regulatory authorities by country. We've also covered recourse. Best thing, again, first step is to contact them, send them a nice email, um, and try and get your money out. I'd say wait a couple of weeks if they're refusing, if they go quiet. Wait a couple of weeks if you haven't pulled out your principal, which should only be a few $100s. Then wait a couple of weeks, then put in a withdrawal for just that 2 or 300. Make sure your phone number is right because one of them may call you. And then beyond that, if you don't get that, write them a nice, polite email saying, look, I've waited for you guys. I haven't heard it back from you. What I'm doing is I'm going to now approach SISEC and the Financial Services Ombudsman. I require a reference number from you. The reason why I'm saying write a polite email because you're going to print that email out and you're going to keep it in file because that's what you're going to give to the ombudsman. We wait 5 days, 5 business days. If you do not get a response, then go ahead to step 2 and contact the ombudsman. Give them all the details you have and then follow their advice. Now, you'll do this with any regulatory bodies that are the ones that have licensed the brokers that you're dealing with. Try that and hope for the best. And for some of you that possibly will need to follow that advice at some point, wish you all the best in recovering your monies. But again, if you're going to heed any of the advice, then please do the one where I say don't put too much money in there, keep your principal low initially, trade your account up, and then withdraw your principal and just play with the profits. Okay? That's going to help you also keep under the radar with these guys. You don't want to be also going in there and doing 10, 20, 30 winning trades at a time. Keep to a couple of good trades every single day. Or in my case, with a lot of accounts, you just kind of want to be doing a handful of good trades every second week or something along those lines. So your account's building up nicely, and so you'll be able to withdraw that as well without any issues. Okay, no red flags on their end. Okay. Last bit of advice is people talk to me about diversification. You can't really diversify when you're doing binary options trading. How I would diversify here is, again, something I'm already doing, which is I'll spread my trades over a number of brokers. So again, I have 11 right now. and then on top of that, my forex brokers. And so what that means for me is that I don't have a bulk of money. I don't understand some of these guys who have balances like over $100,000 in one brokerage account. Chances are they'll never see that money for real in their bank accounts. Okay, um, I would spread that over a number of good, decent brokers, and I'll follow the approach that I've just spoken about with all of them. So if I can withdraw, say, 3 to 5K from um, one each broker, and I've got 10 of them over the course of a month, that's 30 to 50,000 US dollars. Okay. The other thing to note just popped into my head. For those of you that are not in the US or the UK, what you can possibly consider doing is opening an account either in US dollars or in pounds. And I'll give you an example. For me, the Australian dollar is quite low right now, so I think I get about 1.3, 1.4 Australian dollars for every US dollar. So it's to my benefit to trade in US dollars because here in Australia I can set up accounts in AUD as well, but it's to my benefit to trade in US dollars, and it's even better, more in my benefit, to trade in British pounds, because for every Australian dollar I get, every pound I get 2 Australian dollars. So if I can do that, that effectively means whatever profits I make as a result of trading, when I withdraw that, if I do pounds, I double my profit, or if I do it in US dollars, I multiply that by 1.3. So again, whatever way you can utilize to make a little bit more money, certainly do that. When I'm trading US dollars, the profit that I want to seek per day, I will convert and calculate into Australian dollars. And what I find more often than not is in order to meet my requirement, um, I trade less. Hey, much better. Okay. Guys, I think that more than covers everything that I wanted to talk to you guys about in regards to brokers. Um, yeah, nothing's popping into my mind now. So, all the best. Be picky and do your research beforehand. Don't place yourself in a position where you're going to be crying afterwards. And if you follow the advice I've mentioned so far, I think you shouldn't have too many problems. Okay, all the best.